You ever go around and just notice how beige everything is? How uniform and just nothing very striking or unique about anything, buildings or anything like that are around? It's something we talked about in our latest episode of the Dan and Cam podcast when we were talking about kind of AI and how it's trying to copy and mimic human nature. And I think this whole beige theme, this plainness, plays into it. I remember driving around town nowadays where you go around and you see this insurance agency and you're like, oh, you're in an old Pizza Hut because it has the big red roof on it. And other buildings that are distinguished from their old architecture from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. But you can't do that anymore. If you took the signs off of McDonald's, a Taco Bell, Burger King, or anything like that, you wouldn't know what it was. It could be any of them until you walked in. And they do it for a reason, because it's easy to sell in case the business fails and someone can come in and plug and play themselves right into that establishment. But I think there's a deeper thing going on here. They want everything to be uniform and controlled and similar, because that's easier to copy, it's easier to control. So then AI can come in and mimic what we're used to, and we get used to the slop that gets put out. And in this episode, we started talking about this new band that's been around for a year or two that's really started popping up. I think the name, I'm horrible at pronouncing it, it's Angine de Poitin. They're a unique looking group, a duo, and the whole character spiel is they're from outer space or whatever, and they play music, but it's not copable. It's not something AI could easily mimic, because they change the beats, they change the chords, I'm not a music guy, they just change how things work within the song randomly. But it flows. The human mind kind of listens to it and thinks, okay, that's not bad, I like that. Because it does follow something, but it's not easily mimicable, especially by an algorithm or anything like that. And I think that's where human nature is going to go. Because we can sit here and listen to all this dribble. You look on TV and you can turn on and there'll be a reality show on 50 of the 60 channels that are on TV, because that's easy mimical dribble that people can watch and tune out and not listen to. But when you want a true experience, you can't mimic human emotion, human feelings, anything like that, because a machine doesn't know how to work. And it'll be the thing that separates us from AI in the long run, because it can't feel. It can't relate to the experience that humans have. It might be able to kind of understand it, but will never be able to communicate it back to us, like a good song might, or a good movie. I think that's one thing that's going to be a saving grace for us, is our unique humanness that we will always gravitate towards more, because we can relate with that, where a machine can't relate with us.